Alrighty, y'all. It is Friday, June the 6th, and whoo, can you smell it? It smells like Teen Spirit out there. Never gonna get it, 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 never gonna, hey, hey, hey. Okay, look, seriosa things are happening, but the attitude has been adjusted. More and more people are understanding the assignments. You even see it in the comment section. Sure, there are some folks going, yeah, get them out of here. But those comments are shrinking, and it's starting to be more of, how are they doing something wrong if they're at work? How are they here the wrong way if it's at an immigration appointment? Why are you going after small businesses and private businesses? And yes, we know they were ordered to ramp up, darling. The National Guard, they're trying to bring in 20,000 military troops to go and round up civilians. Okay? Not people who are here and doing bad things, not criminals, not gang members. Did you know they're using the excuse of a birthday party to say, oh, they think it was a Trende de Agua or whatever. I don't even know all the different names. But they're like, oh, birthday party, that might be a gang meeting. Oh, people at work, that might be a drug bust, okay? And they're out there with you see them, swooped out. You would think they were in Afghanistan. Nope, they're here. And where are they going? To pick up a kid from school and put them in zip ties. All that money, all that, just to terrorize us, darling, with our own money. Do you understand? More and more people are starting to understand that assignment. And that part is exciting. Not what the regime is doing, but I need you to understand, and more people are, that it literally is just us. Congress is not going to do shit. Okay, the courts are doing what they can. SCOTUS, not going to do shit. All right, military is currently getting ready to get sent over to hop in. And sure, some might say no thank you. There are people that quit. Someone in the DOJ, yes, quit today because of the faux charges that they've been instructed to cook up against Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Because after bringing him back, they now have fake charges for him. Oh, and he was trafficking undocumented people for 10 years. And that's their new story. They couldn't figure out what their story was. It took them this long to find something to make up. And it's so bad that guy said, you guys, I have to quit. I can't even do it. So while we have a handful of people that are bold enough to actually stand their ground and say, no, this is wrong, and I'm not going to do it, we have a lot of people using the I'm just doing my job excuse because they want to do this. Okay? It's not because it's their job. It's not because they're following orders. It's not. They're doing it because of the ones with their faces covered saying, oh no, I'm proud. I'm happy for this. I'm proud to do this. That's why. At least they're being honest. The ones with the covered faces. Okay? The ones sitting around acting like I'm just following orders and getting a paycheck. No, you're zip tying children. That's not following orders and getting a paycheck. Okay, now our link today was the 6th. So the veterans have descended upon D.C. Okay, Frozen Water came to L.A. and again was met with people. Okay, the people started alerting each other. I believe we, like I was there, got some of them barricaded in a building. Another agency had to come down and let them out. All right, it got so bad that they actually fled the scene of some traffic accidents that they caused. They partially ran over someone, they knocked over someone on a bike, and then they took off and sped out of there. Okay? So again, we have people that are breaking the laws and wasting our money and destroying our streets and terrorizing people to grab some folks from work. Okay? All right? Not some lazy freeloading people using up tax dollars and all the stuff that some people like to tell themselves. They're at work. All right. A tourist in New York was taken because, again, ramp up, right? Well, these people aren't good. Just like the white Christian men who can always tell, all of a sudden can't tell who's a woman unless they're actively watching over the stall. Those ones, okay, same thing. These are the Ray-Rays who think they can tell who's who. Well, they're swiping up indigenous persons because, hey, brown is brown, right? They're picking up tourists that are here legally visiting within their visa or whatever it is, but because they spoke Spanish, in a van they go there. And of course, they're leaving the kids behind. The kids get left on the street, left in a car, left wherever. All right, just to add to the cruelty so that the people who are going to be in pews this Sunday can go, yes, this is what Jeebus wants. Hallelujah. Put some crying kids in zip ties next to my cross and my rifle and my gods and my eagles and my flag. Like, Okay, that's where they are. That's where they are, and they're the ones running the show. There's a lot that they're distracting from, darling. Like, yes, this smart elections lawsuit in New York that we're not allowed to talk about that has evidence, darling. So much evidence that the court said, yes, we're going to hear it. It's in discovery, okay? And don't miss the Epstein thing. That's the airball, okay? That's the thing that is a complete distraction. No, I won't say nobody cares. It is an important thing, but it's a thing that they're never going to admit. They have all the evidence. They're going to scrub it. So that was something that was thrown out there. That's chum in the water. The real thing to pay attention to was the fact that Muscatina threw out specifics when he said he wouldn't have won without me. This is what would have happened. This person would have won. The House would have stayed over here. This is what the split would have been in the Senate. That was a warning shot. And I said it before on the talk. That was a warning shot to the administration, and he is not afraid to get petty and take them all down with him. And then he went ahead and threw the Epstein chum out there because he knows the regime's got that in the bag. He's not worried about any of that getting leaked, of course, and everyone's going to talk about it, which they are, instead of the other thing, which was his warning shot and his initial covering his behind. So yes, I have to catch up on, I know Miss Ma'am stopped through in LA. I didn't get to see what she said. I know several people spoke. There was a demonstration and a protest in LA due to what is going on. Interesting how they're coming for California, right? Like they keep threatening to cut us off. Again, we put in $80 billion a year more we pay in federal taxes than we receive from the government in federal aid, meaning if we just stop paying the federal government, we're good. We have more than enough for ourselves. We don't need the federal government. You want to know who needs the federal government? Pennsylvania, okay? Nebraska, all those empty red states in the middle that live off of our dollars and then talk about how we're the cesspool state and oh my gosh, it's so expensive over there. You Californians really let it get out of hand. No, we're paying for you, baby. That's what it is. The out of hand is your fat ass in your trailer in Nebraska. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome, at least for now, but we should stop it. We should stop it. And I'm not a fan of Gavin Newsom because he's slowly turning Republicana, but I do hope that at the very least he cuts this shit off before he leaves because the rest need to understand what happens when we take our gorgeous little blue dollars elsewhere. Honestly, we need to go do our own thing since we're the fourth largest economy in the world. And we've got this rink-a-dink circus show sending their cosplaying actors over here to raid LA and come through Riverside and take people from birthday parties and quinceañeras and rip people from work and take kids from school and hospitals. And again, you need a tank to get a 4-year-old from school. You need a tank to get a dad who's dropping off his kid. You need a tank to pick up a single mom and her kids. You need a tank for that. Any price is getting real expensive. And let's talk about this Kilmar Abrego Garcia because folks are pointing that out as well. We are paying. We didn't just pay to send him over there. We paid to keep him there. We're paying to keep a lot of people there. We're still paying for that hotel in Panama that's got people in it. People are being detained in empty buildings at this point. ICE is just getting people and shoving them in empty buildings and locking them in there and storing them there. Okay, this is Stephen Miller running unchecked. Okay, Humpty Dumpty isn't really in charge of everything that's happening in terms of the full cruelty on the streets. That's Miller. Miller is the one who wants them being as nasty as possible, as cruel as possible, spending as much money as possible, making as big a splash as possible out of it, and getting the most juice out of that orange while he's still able to, because at the end of the day, they do know they're on borrowed time. And yes, I know they want Vance to go in there, and that was their idea and their dream. But like other folks have said, Vance is teal and orange is musky, okay? And like I've said, nobody likes Vance. And teal miscalculated on that part. Nobody likes any of them. The orange one is the only one with the cult. And if they oust him, everything crumbles. No one's lining up behind Vance. It doesn't matter if he has the title. No one's going to do what he wants. He's a joke. So that was a miscalculation on their fault because they are unpopular people and they don't know how to pick and make someone popular. That was their miscalculation.